Hi everyone, this is Jasmine from the Book Arts program at the J. Willard Marriott Library, University of Utah. In the intro video, I told you guys the first book we're going to make is the Star Book, and that's what this video will be on. The first segment is going to be everything that you need as far as materials and tools, and then the second segment will be the instruction of how to make the book. And then I'll post a separate video about ideas on how you can fill in the book, decorate it, and I'll show you some of our personal examples from the Book Arts program. We do a lot of K-12 outreach, and so I'm going to show you guys some of the books that we've made as examples. And so the first thing, as far as materials, what you're going to need 5 sheets of 6 by 6 inch paper, and the thickness of the paper needs to be about the same thickness as a piece of copy paper. And if that's what you have available, that's perfect. All you would need to do is measure 6 inches up from the bottom and trim the top, and then measure 6 inches from one side and then trim off the side to give yourself a perfect 6 by 6 inch square. You're going to need 5 of those, and it can be any color. And then you're also going to need 2 covers, and these are both 3 by 3 inches. And it needs to be thicker paper, so if you have cardstock or construction paper, that works. Or you can use recycled materials like a cereal box. You can cut out a 3 by 3 inch square and then use the inside of the box as the outside of the cover. And then the only tool that you're going to need is a glue stick. And then I'll go ahead and stop it there, and then in the next segment I'll show you guys how to make it. So once you have all of your paper and your tools collected, this is how you're going to make the book. You're going to start out with one piece of the 6 by 6 inch paper, and I'm going to tilt this down so that you guys can see what I'm doing. You're going to fold it in half, and it doesn't matter which way because it's a square, so you're going to fold it in half, lining up the corners and edges. And a lot of the times kids won't pay attention to this, and then once it's all folded up, it actually is a little bit difficult to close. So make sure the corners and edges are really lined up. And then if you saw how I folded it, I put my finger in the center of the fold and then creased from the middle to the outer edges, and that really helps keep it on track. Then you're going to situate it into a letter V. So in bookbinding and bookmaking, we call when the fold goes towards the table, it's called a valley, so V for valley, and then the opposite would be a peak because it looks like a mountain peak. So you want to make sure that your book is situated in a V and fold it in half the other way. And crease from the middle to the outer edges. All right, now you're going to set it up as a peak. And then you're going to take the corner, and it doesn't matter which corner you start with. You're going to take a corner, and you're going to bring it all the way across to the other corner, so going over this peak. So you're going to fold it all the way across to meet the opposite corner. And then you're going to push in the center, fold to the outer edges. And now you have a triangle. All right, now you're going to set it up on your table so that that long diagonal fold that you just made is facing you. So it's going to look like this. So that's going to face you. And where all of those folds intersect in the center, right in the middle, you're going to use your finger and you're actually going to push down towards the table. And then this is really fun. Once you hit the table, it's going to pop back the other way. And then the diagonal folds are going to come together. So I'll do that again. So once you're here, the diagonal fold is going to come together. And it's going to kind of look like a little beak. And then you're going to collapse it down and go over it with your fingernails or your glue stick to get that crease really, really well. And that's all there is to the diamond fold. That's a diamond fold. We're going to do that 5 more times, and because you need to do this with all 5 of your sheets. I'm going to go over it again. So fold it in half, lining up the corners and the edges. crease it really well. And you can also, if you have one of these lying around, a popsicle stick, tongue compressor, you can also use that to go over that crease. And then you're going to open it to a letter V, V for Valley, and you're going to go the other way, so fold it in half the opposite way, lining up the corners and edges, finding the center, and then folding from the middle to the outer edges. Set it up in a mountain peak. Take a corner of the paper, and you're going to bring it all the way across to the other corner, push in the middle, and fold to the outer edges. All right, now set it up so that long diagonal fold is facing you. Find where they all intersect, all of those folds, and then you're going to push down, and it's going to pop back, and then the diagonal fold is going to come together and then collapse down. Okay, so I have two. I've already done 3 others so that we can go a little bit faster, but if you need that repeated, you can rewind the video. But once you have all 5 of yours complete, all you have to do next is glue them together and then also glue the covers on. And the way that a star book works is that you're going to make sure that all 5 of your pieces, all of the openings are going to be going in the same direction. So these are the openings, this is the opening, and then the other side is a closed point. So the openings and the closed point, all of the openings are going to go in the same direction, and then all the closed points are going to go in the same direction. And I always like to just kind of stack mine first. So I'm making like a little tower of them. So again, all of my openings are here, and then my closed points are all in the same corner. And this is exactly how you're going to glue it. So I set it down, and I'm going to take the first 4 off and set them off to the side. So I'm just left with 1 on the bottom. And then you're going to take your glue stick, and you're going to go around. So this is the top. I'm going to go around the edges of the piece of paper, and then make a big X in the center. And I'm going to take the next one, I'm going to stack it right on top, lining up the corners and edges. And if you get glue on the edges, just kind of wipe it off. And it's also probably nice to have some old scratch paper to use as glue paper to keep the table or whatever you're using as a surface to keep that clean. All right, so once those 2 are together, so I just glued the 2 pieces together. Looks pretty cool as is. And then I'm going to put the next piece on. I'm going to glue the edges and then make a big X in the middle. And mix it up a little bit with the color. I'm going to go put all the closed points together and then all the openings together. So make sure that if you move this around, make sure all the openings are together. And then here's another cool thing about the popsicle stick is you can rub it over and really make sure that glue moves around and gets the whole thing nice and sticky. All right, so then I'm going to go over the top of this one. Make sure the corner is with that corner. Press it down, move the glue around, and then my last one. And you can check what it looks like in between each one if you want. Like open it up as you continue forward. But this is basically how it looks once it's all complete. And this is why we call it a star book, because it looks like a star. Pretty fun. And then the other thing you can do, you don't have to add covers to it, but for this one we're going to. Covers just kind of make it feel a little bit more like an actual book. It kind of makes it a little bit more special. So glue the covers on. And if you're using a cereal box, If you want the printed side covered, you'll just glue that part down so that the inside of the box is showing. So I'm going to fit that right over the top there. And then this one on the other side. And now we have a star book. Okay, now we have the completed star book. And then in this next video, I'm going to show you guys some examples of books that we've made, some star books that we've made, and different diamond fold books that we've made so that you can all get some ideas on how to fill it in with content.